Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you to all the guests for coming today, all our friends, all our supporters. Thank you to the media for attending and being patient. Thank you for the other candidates here for coming along as well. Inshallah, God willing, on the morning of July 5th, when I'm announced as the new MP for Birmingham Yardley, and I stand up to make my victory speech, one of the first people I will be thanking is Keir Starmer, the leader of the Labour Party. I'll be thanking him because when he embarked on his racist tirade against the Bangladeshi community, he single-handedly ensured that the Labour Party would lose seats in Birmingham. He single-handedly assured that thousands of Bengali constituents in Birmingham Yardley and across the city who have voted for Labour for decade upon decade will never vote for Labour again. Now, some sections of the media, some sections of the political class, and even Keir Starmer himself have suggested that his targeting of Bangladeshis was a coincidence, or was a mistake, or was a slip of the tongue. This is quite frankly a laughable suggestion. This is totally absurd. Keir Starmer has someone writing his speeches, and every word of that speech was checked and double-checked, and he deliberately mentioned Bangladesh as a country where people should be getting sent back to, getting deported to, as a means of appealing to the far right in this country, as a means of appealing to reform voters. And this is the difference between us and Labour. Labour see the ills in our society. Labour see the problems in our society, and they blame it on immigrants. They blame it on the communities who have built Britain over years and years. We don't blame it on immigrants. We blame it on corruption. We blame it on the political elites. We blame it on those who care about their own pockets but don't care about the communities they were elected to represent. That's the difference between us and Labour. And because of Birmingham Yardley has thousands of Bengali voters, thousands of Bengali residents. Why has the Labour candidate for Birmingham Yardley not come out and condemned Keir Starmer's racism? Does she not care about the Bengalis in her constituents? Well, guess what? She still wants you to vote for them. She still wants Bengalis to vote Keir Starmer into number 10. But she's not willing to defend Bengalis when they come under attack. The Labour candidate for Birmingham Yardley was so willing to throw Jeremy Corbyn under the bus for a totally fabricated and exaggerated anti-Semitism scandal. But when Keir Starmer condemns children in Gaza to genocide, she's silent. When Keir Starmer attacks Bangladeshis, makes U-turns on Kashmir, she's silent. And who knows, maybe Bangladeshis are simply first on the list. Maybe Keir Starmer's going to start talking about deporting Kashmiris. Maybe Keir Starmer's going to be talking about deporting Scottish people have to move back to Edinburgh. Who knows where he's going to stop? Let's just hope that Keir Starmer doesn't get the thumping majority that the media have decided is a foregone conclusion. Otherwise, we might all be on the planes next week, getting sent back to where we came from, as he said. So my message is this: to the Bengalis in our community, to the Kashmiris in our community, to the Pakistanis in our community, to the white community who overwhelmingly oppose this type of racist rhetoric in our community. No more votes for Labour. No more votes for Labour in Yardley. No more votes for racism in Yardley. And no more votes for genocide in Yardley. July 5th, you're all invited, God willing, to the celebration party. We're getting rid of Labour on Thursday.
Who came outside the school in Spark Hill in 2019 and told me and the sisters at the school that our voices don't matter. This is the same candidate, Jess Phillips, for the Labour Party, who came outside the school and told us that we are extremists, that we are Islamists, that we are homophobes. Why? Because we said that we want to protect the Abrahamic faith, morals, values, whether you are Christian, whether you are Jewish, whether you are Muslim, or whether you are just parents in general. I am supporting Jody because I know that the opponent that Jody is up against is a friend of Israel, is somebody who has pandered to the Israeli lobby, has took money of the Israeli lobby, and has been a servant to the Israeli lobby. And I'm not going to take too much of your time because I know I'm only here to support my dear brother Jody because I believe he is the candidate that we need in Yardley, especially against a bigoted individual like Jess Phillips. And for those of you who haven't seen the footage, Googled in 2019 Jess Phillips and Shakil Afsan, you can see how arrogant this woman is. You can see at that time in 2019 how she was gloating on the back of our community that your people vote for me anyway. Your people will vote Labour even if it's blind. I urge every single one of you, when I'm knocking the doors, I'm not asking people to vote for me. I'm saying to them, vote for the candidate who you believe is been there for you, will be there for you, and will speak for you. This is the only opportunity and the biggest opportunity that we're going to have in a lot of our lifetime. And there's, alhamdulillah, a lot of distinguished guests in here who I've seen their beards go from black to white. We have never had an opportunity like we have here in 2024 at this general election. So I urge every single one of you that you must take a robust approach. Not only cast your vote, ask your friends, ask your family, ask your colleagues, because remember, as much as me and Jody have a responsibility, you also have a responsibility. It is the people who make the governments and it is the people who can break the government. And alhamdulillah, with the polls and the suggestions and with the fact that Jess Phillips is running around like a headless chicken because of Jody Mcintyre, should show you all the power that you guys have been supporting him. So on July 4th, please lend him your vote. Please lend me your vote. And please lend every other independent candidate in any constituency up and down the UK. But when you give that vote, base it on merit.
Assalamu alaikum, and thank you for coming this evening to this press conference. A new dawn is breaking across Birmingham. After years and years of Labour neglect, the people are rising up and saying enough is enough. Labour councillors have bankrupted the council, with Labour MPs making broken promise after broken promise, with a Labour Police and Crime Commissioner and now a Labour Mayor.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We've only got a few days left for the most important elections of our lifetimes. These elections will teach every politician to come in the future that you can never go against your constituents. You can never be involved in wars abroad whilst there are poor people on the streets in Birmingham. They are basically spending money to make people homeless in Palestine, but not giving the homeless people here any home. They are starving people in Palestine and spending money on it, whilst kids go to school hungry here. That's why this election is the most important election of our lifetimes. If we lose, it's not us that's lost. It's you guys. It's our future generations. You have politicians that are just here to fill their pockets. We've given them chances for decades. We are not asking for chances for decades. If we don't perform in the next couple of years, you can get rid of us.